so real within the memories I keep. But it's so hard now. It's so hard now.
Today is Bank Holiday Monday, and it's 9:08 in the morning, and we're going to take a bus ride to where I went to school. I know the school won't be open, unlike in 2002 when I got a chance to see around, but the expectation is no one will be left there that I know. So we're going to have a quick look around the village of Tottington. We're heading towards the bottom of Bury Road, which goes up to Tottington. That's our bus going off towards the terminus just around the corner there. Store, which is a restaurant, I think it's an Indian one. That's the terminus for the buses we used to take to get from Tottington to Bury. Then it used to be the 479, but now it's the 467, and it goes all the way to Rochdale. And this is the main church in Tottington, and it's a Methodist church. They're running the famous Alpha course, and we sweep around, and again we come back to our bus terminus. Came much to the top end of Tottington like we are today, and it sometimes gets so frustrating than staying in a hotel like I mentioned at Ramsbottom, that you see all this wonderful stuff, but it requires you to have a fridge or to be able to cook immediately, which I don't. Here is our co-op for Tottington. Coming down from the bus terminus, we would then cut through here to get to Laurel Street, which Tottington High School is located. It seems that they've improved on the amenities that were there in the park we had then, like the introduction of this bowling and social club. I'm not sure if I can remember if it was here in the 1980s or in 2002. I know that down there in 2002 was a play park, and it looks like there is one today still. This is the play park that was put up after the 1980s, and which we saw in 2002. They may have upgraded a few things since then. And this is Laurel Street, which Tottington High School is on. And here is the school, Tottington High School Specialist College of Mathematics and Computing, it's now billed as. Head teacher Mr. B. Duffy. In my day it was Mr. Lofthouse. This front entrance here, you never went in, or we never went in. No, this was for visitors only and for staff. We would enter the school, and looking at it being padlocked and the grass has grown up, it looks like these gates haven't moved in years. Some blackberry bushes here, and this is the back of the school. Best as I can get a shot of it. The playground is there. In there, the classroom on the right was Dr. Chew, who was my physics O-level tutor, and Mr. Ishwood, who We had a form class there, I think in the 4th year, and he was also a physics teacher. Down here because in the 1980s this was our school playing field for games, as in games PE or sports day. Of course these fields were sold off because they were seen as valuable assets at the time. I've spoken to someone who sends his children here, and they now do specialise and push this being a specialist school in maths and computing. But it means, as I suspect, the teachers that were there in 2002 are probably long gone, because they weren't in those subjects. It was environmental science and geography. Of course, every village has its own version of a cenotaph, a war memorial, and this was the one in Tottington dedicated to those who fell in the First World War and later the Second World War. And we're now coming to the bottom end of Tottington. That looks like it's going to be a bus that's going to be taking us home. Sometimes we would come out of an unofficial entrance and come out here, and I think there was a shop down here that sold sweets or something like that. I can't remember now. Buses would go up that way to Walshaw, or actually that's where the 481 used to come, because it was another way to get to Tottington, but it went around Walshaw, etc., around the houses, and then came down here. You hardly ever took that one unless you had to, because it was not as direct as the 479. Like those old days when we would come out the other entrance. I can't find where that sweet shop is, if it still exists. There's a pillar box there, so that's maybe indicative. But we're at this bus stop here, which has moved because it was further down the road, and we'll be taking the bus back to Bury and leaving Tottington.